to you, and thanks so much for joining us on this Friday. I'm Amy Andrews.
And I'm Ryan Ermani. Let's get right to our top story. Fox 2 continuing to follow a news alert from Belleville. 2 people shot outside a popular bar right ahead of the holiday weekend.
Yeah, this all happening in the center of Main Street in downtown Belleville. Right now, several suspects are still on the run. Fox News' Robin Murdoch is live. Robin?
Good morning, Amy and Ryan. Yeah, right now, police are still investigating this shooting, and they are still trying to track down the suspects involved in this. And we are talking about 3 suspects that are currently on the run at this hour. As you can imagine, this was just a very busy night for officers here in Belleville who dealt with both a double shooting and a police chase at the same time.
And I'm in utter shock right now, as we've never had anything like this, and it's just a small town and people are friendly, and I'm taken back a little bit.
Those were the first words out of Ken Lasky's mouth when he learned about the double shooting in downtown Belleville that shut down the main drag for roughly 9 hours overnight. Gunshots rarely ring out here, and police chases hardly ever happen. Officers on Thursday night, though, dealt with both.
It's gun violence everywhere, and you're not safe in a small town, a church, anywhere.
It was around 11 o'clock when police were told to be on the lookout for a stolen Jeep. Officers soon spotted it driving erratically on Main Street. Around that same time, dispatchers started getting calls about a shooting close to Egan's Pub. The suspect vehicle, that stolen Jeep.
I heard several gunshots, at least like 15 at least, and then like 30 seconds later I heard another round of gunshots again, and then saw the car kind of sped through the light and high rate of speed.
Sources tell us the suspects in that stolen Jeep were shooting at the people driving this black car, causing it to collide with this building. You can see the car's riddled with bullet holes. The male victim at last check was in critical condition after being hit by the gunfire. The woman with him remains in stable condition.
I just hope the people are okay, and I hope they get whoever did this and they pay for what they've done. Hold them accountable.
Police did pursue the stolen Jeep, which eventually crashed near the intersection of Burton and Carlisle in Inkster. That is where the 3 suspects inside took off running. We are told 2 of them were obviously armed at the time. Police also recovered an AR-15.
They got to make examples of them. They really, you know, it's getting to the point where they better slap on the wrist and they're out. Can't happen.
And this is a live look right now at where the victim's car crashed. This is the building that it did collide with late last night. Now, while we were out here this morning, we did count over 30 evidence markers at this scene. And as you know, evidence markers are often used to count or keep track of shell casing. So that could give you an indication as to how many shots were fired out here late last night. Now, police have not released a motive as of yet. And of course, if you know anything about those 3 suspects that are currently on the run, give investigators a call right away. We are live in Belleville. I'm Robin Murdoch for Fox 2 News.
So, Robin, just to clarify, none of this took place inside the bar. It was all outside. And right now, we don't know of any relationship or any kind of the fact that the suspect might have known the victims, anything like that?
Yeah, so we're hearing a lot of talk while we've been out here throughout Belleville this morning. We have heard, several different stories about what may have prompted the shooting, but without getting confirmation from police, I don't feel comfortable sharing that at this point. But yes, the incident happened in the street here. It did not happen inside any of the businesses, and it does not appear that it was connected to any of the businesses. But again, a lot of investigation still to do with this, and of course, we will stay on top of it. Back to you, Amy.
All right, Robin, best to get that confirmed. Thank you so much.
Also new this morning, 4 people are in custody in connection with a break-in at a marijuana dispensary. That break-in also leading to a police chase. This all started just before 3 this morning at the Loom dispensary on Lasser in Southfield. Police responding to the alarm spotted the crew who hopped into a vehicle and took off on I-696. The chase went all the way to Warren, ending in a crash on Syracuse Street near the Warren truck plant. No injuries were reported.
Well, Well, a man is behind bars this morning accused of robbing a Livonia bank while his 4-year-old son was outside in the getaway car. 28-year-old William Davis was arraigned on federal charges yesterday. Police say Davis robbed the Comerica Bank at 5 Mile in Merriman on Tuesday. Officers caught Davis as he pulled into a nearby church parking lot. Inside his car, they found the young boy, a loaded handgun, and a Victoria's Secret bag with about $2,300 cash inside.
He came in waving a gun. It was a real loaded firearm. Approached several employees within the bank, where he at one point pointed the gun directly at an employee's head within inches of the employee.
Thank goodness that child was not harmed during the ordeal and is in the custody of his mother right now. Davis is due back in court today.
Police in Detroit are asking for help tracking down a couple of suspects wanted for robbing a gas station clerk at gunpoint. Take a look at this surveillance video from the Sunoco gas station on Schaefer near Puritan. Police say a little before 1 p.m. last Wednesday, this woman pointed a gun at the employee and demanded items from behind the counter. The suspect and the man with her got away. If you recognize either of them, call Detroit police.
And other big news we are following right now, several new developments when it comes to the ongoing contract talks between the UAW and Detroit's Big Three.
One company offering a potential deal, the other two the target of a union grievance. Fox News' Dave Kinchin takes a closer look.
Ford offering the UAW a new deal just 2 weeks to go before the current labor agreement expires. But tensions are building between the union and the other members of the Big Three.
Our goal is not to strike. Our goal is to bargain a fair contract. But if we have to strike to win economic and social justice, then we will.
Union President Shawn Fain taking to Facebook Live announcing charges of unfair labor practices filed with the National Labor Relations Board against GM and Stellantis regarding stalled labor talks.
We need to speak out together with one voice against GM and Stellantis' illegal refusal to bargain in good faith. And we need to be ready to go on strike if necessary.
UAW members overwhelmingly voted to authorize a strike last week, but Fain says hitting the picket lines is not the goal if the money looks right.
What's driving members' expectations are the Big Three's profits. You can't make $21 billion in profits in half a year and expect members to take a mediocre contract. You can't make $250 billion in North American profits over the last decade and expect us to keep aiming low and settling lower.
GM responded to the charge in a statement saying, in part, "We are surprised by and strongly refute the NLRB charge filed by the International UAW. We believe it has no merit and is an insult to the bargaining committees. We have been hyper-focused on negotiating directly and in good faith with the UAW and are making progress." Stellantis also chiming in, saying Stellantis has not received the filing but is shocked by Mr. Fain's claims that we have not bargained in good faith. This is a claim with no basis in fact, and we are disappointed to learn that Mr. Fain is more focused on filing frivolous legal charges than on actual bargaining. Ford's offer would give hourly workers 15% guaranteed combined increases in wages and better benefits over the life of the contract, according to a release. Wages along with OT and bonuses would jump from under $80,000 last year to $92,000 in the first year of the deal, but the union leadership has said it's not quite a fair agreement. So could a strike be averted with just 2 weeks to go?
It might be really hard, just based on the rhetoric and where both sides are coming from.
Mike Martinez has been covering the contract talks for Automotive News. He says any strike would be devastating for the industry.
It could be financially disastrous, even if it's a short strike. We've seen estimates saying a 10-day strike could cost $5 billion. That's really an unfathomable amount of money. If it lasts beyond that, it would be even more.
Dave Kinchin, Fox 2 News.
More than 1 million Michiganders are expected to hit the road this holiday weekend, and they will find some relief from construction on the trip. MDOT is hitting the brakes on dozens of projects and lifting more than half of its lane restrictions across the state. It starts at 3 this afternoon and runs through 6 a.m. on Tuesday. Some temporary lane shifts will have to remain in place on those larger projects. You can find a full list of active work zones and restrictions on our website, fox2detroit.com. And for those staying around town this Labor Day weekend, there's no shortage of things to do.
Yeah, if you don't get out this weekend, it's not for a lack, as you said, Amy, of something to do. It is full of events all over Southeast Michigan. We'll start in Royal Oak. Artsy Beats and Eats. The stages are set. Tents are up all over downtown. Hundreds of artists will be selling their work to some of the best restaurants in Metro Detroit, cooking up eats. Tonight's headliner, Joan Jett. The event runs through Monday night. Now, downtown Detroit, where the smooth sounds of jazz will fill the streets. Multiple stages, Campus Martius, Hart Plaza. You can also watch performances streamed live online. The largest free jazz festival in the world runs through Monday.